Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. I also want to mention the two donation links down below in the description. Those links will take you to official websites where you can support the Ukrainian refugees or Ukraine's military if you want to help, obviously. I know not everyone is able to, but those who want to, you have an opportunity. Those are official websites. The funds do not go through me in any sort of way. So thank you all for donating and understanding. Also, I want to mention my Patreon. This is a great way to support me and a great way for you to send in requests, get technical analysis on the coins that you want. We have low cap gem calls in here. We have trading alerts, project highlights, market sentiment analysis. I try to do updates on a daily basis, and we have almost 450 posts that will be unlocked as soon as you join in. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all for joining the video. Now let's jump into Bitcoin Cash on the daily chart. So we have a Fibonacci retracement up over here. This is with a swing high over here, and the swing low is down over here. This gives us the 1.618 target at $158.8. And as you can see, we have wicked to this area perfectly. So you can set up more buy alerts, or not buy alerts, I should say, buy limit orders at this price, and you can potentially get filled. So I would put in my buy limit order at $159.2.3 because I don't want to have round numbers in my orders, and I don't want my order to be at the exact level of support here, because if you do that, a bunch of people are going to have the same area of support. They're going to set in the same buy limit orders as you. So there is less chance for you to get filled. And what I do is I like to set up my orders a bit higher so that I get filled and the price reverses, and the people down here are forced to buy higher, thus pushing the price even higher. So that's something to keep in mind. So 1.618 is your target here because we lost the first fib level. So here you lost the fib level, you came back down, you bounced off the 1.272, you had a nice double bottom pattern here, then you ran back into the first fib level here, back tested it as resistance, that is $387.9, and from there you started rolling, deep pullback, and right now you're in a descending broadening wedge, and I'm going to give you the target for that right now. So the target is going to be at the 1.414 fib retracement level at $213.2. Now, why that level specifically? Well, because if you take a look at the pattern, if I zoom in a little bit, you could see that where the pattern was created is over here. So the second touch is always the point of creation. For example, you have a bounce from this zone, right? So this creates this support, right? So this is the foundation of your support, basically this touch. Now the second touch over here is what creates the pattern, because you have the second touch of the second level over here for the pattern. You have the second trend line, which is the resistance trend line. This is the support trend line. Obviously, that's the resistance. So this is where you created the pattern. That's why that is your target. You start rolling, you bounce from support levels, and then you start breaking out from the pattern, potentially back tested as support, and then you run into the next resistance level or our target here. So this is something that I'm going to be eyeballing from now on for Bitcoin Cash. From where we are right now, that is a potential 12, almost 13% trade. That's not a lot, I know, but still, that is a trade. And if you're holding Bitcoin Cash for the long term, this is a great opportunity to start dollar cost averaging. So I would look for a back test of support of this white trend line here, and I would look for a back test of support of the 1.618 fib retracement level over here. So I do think this will potentially be our bottom, unless Bitcoin is going into a nasty bear market and is going to roll below $20,000. At that point, I would look at the 2 fib level and the 2.272. But thus far, we have started this pattern, and let's see what happens then. But you have to keep in mind the 20 EMA, the 20 yellow EMA over here. The red one is the 55. We're going to get hit by it as resistance. So potentially you can run into it and get sent back down, right? The EMA is going to come lower and it's going to keep pushing you down. And that's what happens in a downtrend. So you have to look out for the 20 EMA. If you see it us break the 20 EMA as resistance, that is a very bullish sign, right? You run into the 55 potentially at that point and you get sent back down. You consolidate in between the EMAs while they come back closer together, and then you start breaking out. You get the bullish cross, which is the confirmation of the uptrend, and bam, you flipped bullish. But we have to get that right. We can't predict when that's going to happen, but it all depends on Bitcoin, like I said. And let's jump into the daily RSI right now. So something I do want to show you. So this is actually really bullish in my opinion. So what we've done here is we have broken through a major resistance level over here. So this resistance has held us down twice over here, twice in April, and once over here in May. And the fourth time we went at it, we broke above, but we haven't had the back test of support. So potentially we're going to come back down a little here with a little pullback, bounce off this trend line here, and off we go. So I would wait for a bounce off of this white trend line here. This would be a very good entry point in my opinion. So bring out your RSI and take a look at it. Furthermore, I could add in another resistance level over here. As you can see, what I just did is I added another trend line because you do have a bounce from here and a bounce from here. So this is a new trend line that's valid, and this is a resistance trend line, right? You need two touches in order for the trend line to be a valid level of support or resistance. So potentially you could come up over here, run into it once again, and then come back down for the back test of support here. So draw this out on your RSI, and yeah, I want to move into the Binance website over here. So I did give you a buy zone in the last video that I did on Bitcoin Cash, which was back in May, I think May 13th. So here we have $205 all the way down to $169.4. Getting my words mixed up, I do apologize. So this yellow zone here is very important because this is where we bounced from in December of 2019, and from there we had a strong move to the upside. Obviously we had this Corona dump, but that was a black swan event, so technically you could even not count this because it was supposed to go like this, right? This is the way it was supposed to go. However, we got this, an extended version of that, because we had this COVID dump, right? So it slowed things down a little bit, but you can't slow down Bitcoin for too long, and eventually that's what happened. So right now we're coming back to this exact same level of support. If I jump into the weekly chart and I open up some of the oscillators here, so we have the stock RSI in the oversold, and we're potentially going to create the bullish cross here. As you can see right now, the blue moving average is going to cross above the red one. And once that happens, that is your sign that you're flipping bullish. As you can see here, it can happen multiple times. You can have a bullish cross, a bearish cross. Basically, you're consolidating, and then you have your break to the upside, right? Once you have these bullish crosses, this is a very bullish sign, in my opinion, because it's a bullish cross, obviously. But in this zone, this is where you want to be accumulating, and this is where you want to be taking profits. But if you're in it for the long term, you know, you can hold on for your coins as long as you want to, basically. But on the weekly chart here, we are almost in the oversold zone, almost, because if you go below 30, that's basically oversold, and that's a great entry point in my opinion. Now, one thing I'm seeing here on the weekly RSI is that we do have this resistance. I could draw it like this over here. I could just ignore this, and that would be a little fake out that we had, right? And you could add in another trend line over here. You're in some sort of a channel, right? You do have some sort of a channel here for the weekly RSI on Bitcoin Cash. And I do think once the channel is broken, that's when we start flipping bullish. So closer to the end of the summer, I do think we're going to flip bullish. We can potentially have another go at the resistance, come back down into the oversold, because Bitcoin could have a capitulation before we eventually flip bullish. That's what usually happens. And then we break out and we go into the overbought, you know, towards the end of the year, or I don't know. But this is something I'm looking at on the weekly chart. So draw this out and pay attention. And also what I would pay attention to is the bullish cross on the weekly chart here. We did get a bullish cross back in March, but we ended up having a bearish cross soon after. So, but you can see that once you have a bullish cross, this is a good chance that you could have a strong move to the upside. So it's just good to know. It's just good to have a confirmation indicator, but obviously it's a lagging indicator. So the uptrend will start, and like a week and a half later, you're gonna get the confirmation by having a bullish cross where the 20 will cross, not the 20, but the yellow moving average will cross the red signal line, and that will initiate your confirmation basically. So thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I do post technical analysis in there. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, and feel free to join our Discord server where you can learn a lot of things. We have different chats for different topics, crypto related. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.